She came every single day. At first, never too close, just perched on the wires across the street, quietly watching. For 2 whole months, Brownie did nothing more than observe, as if weighing the question in her little heart, can I trust this place? Can I trust this woman? And then, one morning, everything changed. Without hesitation, the tiny bird swooped down and landed on the balcony of a woman named Waew. To Waew's astonishment, Brownie didn't just sit there. She leaned in, almost asking to be scratched. A wild bird seeking affection? Waew was stunned, but it seemed Brownie had made her choice. This was home. What Waew thought might be a one-time encounter quickly grew into something more. Brownie kept returning, day after day, each visit a little braver, a little longer. Soon, it became clear. She wasn't just visiting, she was building a bond. And then, something unexpected happened. Brownie wasn't alone anymore. At her side was her partner, a gentle bird Waew named ChocChip. The two were inseparable. ChocChip always put Brownie first, waiting for her to eat before he touched a single bite. Waew marveled at their tiny love story, built on patience, care, and respect. But then, Waew noticed a change. The pair would grab food and immediately fly away, barely pausing on the balcony. Then it dawned on her. Brownie and ChocChip were parents. Somewhere nearby, hungry chicks were waiting. ChocChip became the most devoted father Waew had ever seen. Again and again, he carried food back to the nest, never eating until the babies had their fill. Everything went to Brownie and the little ones first. Life seemed joyful, full of promise. But then, tragedy. One day, ChocChip was gone. He never returned. No one ever knew what happened. Waew's heart broke, and Brownie's grief was visible. She looked tired, her wings heavy with sorrow. Yet even in her own hunger, she came not for herself, but to carry food back to her chicks. Now she had to do it all alone. Twice the work, twice the burden. Still, Brownie never gave up. Every single day, she flew back and forth, determined to keep her babies alive. Her courage carried her through the darkest days. And then, weeks later, the moment came. Brownie arrived at Waew's balcony, not alone this time, but with her 3 little ones, strong, healthy, and full of life. They fluttered around proudly beside their mother. For the first time, Waew saw what all of Brownie's sacrifice had been for. From then on, the visits were no longer just about survival. They became celebrations. Waew brought them treats, and the chicks grew bolder, landing closer and closer, as if they knew they were safe here. In those moments, Waew realized she had become part of their story, part of their family. It felt like Brownie was saying thank you for the kindness, for the help, for the quiet companionship during her hardest days. And ever since, Brownie and her little ones have kept coming back. They don't just snatch food and fly away anymore. They linger, as if sharing pieces of their lives with Waew. And every time she sees them perched on her balcony, Waew is reminded of something extraordinary. Even the smallest, most fragile lives can overcome the hardest trials when love and care are near. Because sometimes, love itself is the miracle. If you enjoyed Brownie's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. And remember, before bringing an exotic pet into your home, always consult with experts and learn about their unique needs. Proper care and research are the keys to giving them the happy, healthy life they deserve.